Hello, friends, and welcome to the Cinemondo podcast with Kathy and Burk, talking about movies and trailers and robots and androids.
Androids, I love those.
Androids and droids.
That's true, but these are not the droids you're looking for.
No, this is not a new movie, but it's a movie that we were requested. It's a couple of years old.
Yeah,
from the way olden days of 2019, I think.
And it's from our new favorite Malayalam language.
I know. Remember 2019?
So yeah. 2019 was awesome. I think, didn't we start this podcast in 2019? I think we did. We were audio only.
Wow, that's right.
That's how old our podcast is. We're new on YouTube, old in audio.
Yeah.
Check it out.
But this movie is called Android Kunjappan. Am I pronouncing that properly? If not, correct me in the comments.
Let us know. Version 5.2.5.
Yes, the 29 version, operating system 2019. We don't watch the trailers before we review the trailers.
We try not to do too much homework while we're doing these because we want them to be fresh and react without having seen them. And that's sort of the fun, right, everyone? That we're so new and fresh to this, we don't know what we're talking about.
We
that's
are
what
ignorant.
Everyone wants to see. Stumbling around trying to guess, like, what could this be about? I don't know. What could it be about? This was a recommendation from some members, and
it turns into like a mountain of cell phones, like a tsunami of cell phones. Remember that guy?
So good. Oh my God.
Turns into a giant rolling ball and smashes through buildings and turns into an eagle made out of cell phones. Are we ready to roll?
We are ready.
Okay, I'm gonna mark it, and we're gonna roll. Action.
മിക്സി വേണ്ട, ഗ്രൈൻഡറും വേണ്ട, ഫ്രിഡ്ജും വേണ്ട, ഫോണും വേണ്ട, ടിവിയും വേണ്ട, മനുഷ്യന്മാരും വേണ്ട, ഒരു റോബോട്ടും വേണ്ട. ഇങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ എങ്ങനെ ജീവിക്കോച്ചാ? ഞാൻ ഇങ്ങനെ ജീവിച്ചോണ്ട് ഇതൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ പറ്റിയ നീ ഉണ്ടായി. ഇനി നിനക്കുണ്ടാകാൻ പോകുന്നത് എങ്ങനെ തായിട്ടോന്ന് കണ്ടറിയാം. അച്ഛൻ ഈ സ്വഭാവം പ്രശ്നം, പ്രസംഗവും സിനിമ ഡയലോഗും. അച്ഛൻ എന്നെ കുറിച്ച് ആലോചിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടോ?
ജപ്പാനിൽ ആരോടെങ്കിലും സ്നേഹം തോന്നിയാൽ നേരിട്ട് പറയും.
ഇതങ്ങനല്ല, പോയി ബലാത്സംഗം ചെയ്യും.
Oh my God.
ഈ പ്രായത്തിൽ ഞാൻ ഇതൊക്കെ ചെയ്യാൻ പോയ നാട്ടുകാരെന്ത് വിചാരിക്കും? പിന്നെ നിന്റെ ജപ്പാനെ കുറിച്ച് പറയൊന്നും വേണ്ട. 4 ബംഗാളികൾ 2 സൈഡിൽ നിന്നിട്ട് മണ്ണ് വലിച്ച് കടലിലേക്ക് ഇട്ടാ തീരുന്നതേ ഉള്ളൂ നിന്റെ ജപ്പാൻ.
Yeah, this is not the Android guy I was thinking about. It's not
the robot.
Robot 5, whatever. This is a different one.
This is like the Malayalam version of those movies. Those movies are like the crazy, like slick special effects. This is like bring it down to earth, do the concept in a way, but make it more like believable and relatable. And so it looks like we have this rural family and he brings a robot in there, a robot from Japan.
Right.
And it's like, what is happening? I love the culture shock aspect of it.
Sort of like the Steven Spielberg movie AI, right? Where they bring a robot, sort of a child home, and then they have to adapt. The robot has to adapt to them, and they have to adapt to the robot. And and zany hijinks ensue, and everybody everybody learns lessons about themselves.
That's right. And this was directed by Ratheesh Balakrishnan Poduva.
It looks really sort of silly, to be honest. It looks like a
it looks like, but I like the idea of the very rural aspect of it, where the guy probably barely has a phone, and they just have to deal with this robot that's in there, which I think is a funny idea. It's so interesting. It's such a strange movie. It's so strange.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like genuinely funny or if it's just strange. because
I thought it looked genuinely funny because I like
Yeah.
culture shock kind of stuff that has to do with, just normal people dealing with stuff like robots, because I get that idea. You know how they have like old people using Twitter kind of thing, or
Right,
texting, and
yeah.
there's something about that idea. I mean, if you have like the robot basically kind of as a caretaker for this old guy who's like, what is this? But I don't know. It
Right,
looked like it looked like it was kind of heartwarming, and even it's sort of one of those movies I feel like even without the robot, I think
right.
their relationship looks interesting. I love the idea of this younger guy having to take care of his dad, who used to take care of him, and then he's trying to start his life, but he has to take care of his dad. There's something really nice and kind of tragic about that in a weird way, but also really heartwarming and sweet. So I kind of like that
It's kinda
idea, and
like
then they kind of throw a robot in it.
kinda like the high-tech version of a story that might be a young guy who his dad lives out in the sticks somewhere, rural dad,
Mhm.
and his dad needs a caretaker, so he gets a young girl from the big city, like a very fancy girl to come take care of dad. So you get those 2 different cultures, but in this case, it is a machine, so you have that
Yeah.
added thing of, like, the Mr. Spock, Mr. Data kinda thing where you've got the the strictly logical
Yes.
thing, playing against the very sort of natural natural
Yeah.
lifestyle kinda old school guy, doesn't like you
Right.
said, doesn't have a cell phone, probably doesn't even know
Mhm.
what a robot is, and here's a robot
Exactly.
suddenly. Yeah.
And now he's gotta deal with it, but I had one of those robot dogs,
Yeah.
and you do get attached, like, you start reacting to it emotionally, like, because it's responding to you and giving you the signals, that it's recognizing you, and it's, entertaining and doing cute things. It's like it's sorta like that, like, I could see having a robot and getting attached to it. I see doing that.
It's the
Um,
shape of it, it's funny,
yeah,
you get attached to things that look like humans or look like
yeah,
animals, and if something is walking around and talking like a human, you
mhm,
can't help but feel bad if you have to throw it away in the trash or something. That's what I
yep,
liked about that Steven Spielberg movie, AI, was that
yep,
how there's a character at the beginning of the movie that says, when we build a machine in our own image, you're doing that God thing,
exactly,
creating something in your own image. When we do that, do we owe them anything? If it has an
exactly.
intelligence, what do we
Yeah, how
owe them? I always love
cognizant.
that line. It's
Yeah,
really something to
mhm,
think about, and it's
really
like,
smart.
how when you sell your car, you feel like, "Oh, bye," and
Yeah, you get attached.
because it's got the 2 headlights and the grill, and it looks like a little face in the front, and you feel like you've shared adventures with that car. You've been through things with that car, even though it can't think,
Mm,
doesn't care
no.
about me, but it's funny how we relate to machines, and I think hopefully this film maybe deals with a little bit of that, like, a little bit of the sorta existential ideas of artificial intelligence or machine intelligence, and that kind of it
Well, it's
could be interesting.
it could, and, I love the actor who plays the son, Soubin Shahir. He was
Yeah.
in Kambalongi Nights, which we did the trailer reaction for, and, I did a review with Elizabeth, and then he's also in this great film that I just saw, and we did a reaction for. It's Ella Vizha Punchera. It's the, film where the, 2 guys that are in, like, the police, wireless station or something at the top of this hill, and I'm not sure exactly. They're out in the middle of, like, a national park, and he's always trying to drive off the tourists because he was doing something shady.
Oh,
Great movie. Oh my god, I loved it. There was a little bit of dog stuff I didn't like, but they got past it.
uh,
But, but he's a really he those are 2 very different roles, and he's a fantastic actor. So I think when I saw him, I instantly was comforted because I like seeing that
right.
guy. Even though he played sort of a semi-shady character. But yeah, so it looks like some great actors. I'm interested in seeing that, like you said, that culture shock, and how much of a connection can you make with like an inanimate object, basically, if it's giving you all these human signals. I think that's a fascinating
It's
topic.
becoming more and more of an issue now with everybody
It
talking
is.
about AI and how people can use AI and how people
Yes.
can abuse it. And
Mhm.
the thing is now it's all online. We
Yeah.
discuss things with our AI friends online.
Mhm.
It's like a chat GPT and all that kind of
Yeah.
thing. But once you put that kind of a brain into a human form that can walk around your house, which
Mhm.
seems like not too far in the future, and you have something that can literally have a conversation with you in sort of human terms and respond in a human way, that's going to be strange.
It's already strange.
We're already kind of stepping into it, little baby steps, but
I got posters.
cool.
So I love this idea of like this kind of
family portrait,
rural family portrait, and then this goofy little robot in there.
Yeah.
And the cow laying there. That's a very cute poster.
Yeah.
That's so funny. And then we have another act. So that's just a nice, it's composed. You can tell they photoshopped it in the field, but it's still a kind of nice family portrait idea.
It looks like a painted background, like
it does. Tapestry kind of thing.
Painting. Yeah.
And then we kind of have the same idea here where it's almost like a tapestry behind him, like a painting, and he's posing with the robot. The robot looks different.
I think it's a different robot. Maybe this was like the original version of it before they filmed the movie, and this was just for promotional. Maybe this is like an early promotional photo.
Yeah, maybe it's a promotional photo. Yeah, that's interesting. 2019 announcement.
Maybe that's the robot that they used to pitch the idea or something. Like, this is kind of what he's going to look like, but once we get the funding, we can build a better one.
That's right. And then we have the little cute, like he's just out walking with it. It's his little friend.
He's got a raincoat on.
It's very cute. I don't know. There's something very cute about this movie. I think it looks really, really sweet. So there's the trailer for that. If you guys have seen this movie, this was a suggestion from one of our members, and they said this is a classic film. We need to see it. So definitely going to watch it. And it's the Malayalam version of this concept. So I know it's going to be very grounded and very cool and a lot of heart and a lot of great writing. So there it is.
But definitely not the robot series that I thought it was.
No, it's not robot. So let us know what you think of this movie in the comments, and be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. And we will talk to you guys later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.